Okay, it's recording now. All right. Howdy, Undead Nation. This is Half Dead Dads and Chris.
I'm Richie.
Today's show is going to be mildly different than normal. We try to keep just random conversations about a point and then go through it. But today's more of a reaction video because honestly, it's with everything that I've been seeing. It seems like common sense has left the building for a lot of people, and um, it it needs to be shown, in my opinion, that there are still people that have common sense. I mean, that's the best
I
way I can
mean,
put it.
right now, I just want to take the time to shout out to everybody down in Kerr County, Texas. For the floods and everything else. I'm not a Christian, so I won't say you're in my prayers and thoughts, but you do have my condolences for your loss.
They're be all in my prayers, though.
But since we're talking about that, let's go ahead and just dive into this. You hear about that fucking lady down in Houston that sat there and made this basically about race,
Yeah,
saying that the only reason that it's getting the music was full of nothing but quote unquote rich white kids.
she also, if I remember correctly, threw the word conservative as well.
Yeah, she did.
So, I mean, obviously, it's what
Because
the thing that I can't
cuts
under.
and I'm just sitting here like I'm sitting here like, dude, it's fully staffed. The only freaking openings for National Weather Service is upper management positions.
Well, see, I'm not even going with the whole conspiracy. I'm not even going with that end because that's stuff that I haven't checked up on and everything like that. But I'm just like I said, I'm talking more of the. I'm not coming from an angle of policies or politics or anything like that. I'm coming across as just human.
Yeah, no, I mean, I get that, but I
So
mean,
I
it's the
mean,
left
so I mean
that's trying.
the crap with the National Weather Service and all that. I mean, I'm not going to sit there and say that they did a good job, they did a bad job, because in any situation whatsoever, there's always going to be what could have been done better. That's the
Yeah.
only thing that you need to ask. I don't give a crap about if there was sirens or anything like that. I'm assuming that a normal person is doing their job.
Oh no, like I did do research on this, and the National Weather Service did issue warnings before it happened. They did their job, but the left is still trying to sit there and put the blame on Republicans.
Well, I mean, honestly, I don't. There, I guess I'm just a fortunate individual who can put politics aside and focus on something other than that. Nothing has to have a tie-in with everything else.
No,
Um,
and I get what you're saying, and I'm the same way. Like the only reason that I'm saying anything is because this lady, in the aftermath of this flood, decided to politicize it, say something about white conservative kids at this Camp Mystic,
no, no, I
and
mean,
she made it about race and politics. And me, I'm just sitting here more worried about the people who lost their family members and everything else, the people that are actually affected by this.
yeah,
It don't matter if they're Republican, it don't matter if they're Democrat, it don't matter to me what they are. I have empathy because they lost people. You know what I mean?
yeah. I mean, And that's something that I can't understand. Is has she never lost somebody, and just has she never lost somebody? I mean,
I'm gonna keep my comments to myself
YouTube.
because I mean everybody loses somebody. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
And some of those people devastate your entire world. You know what I mean?
yeah. And I mean, you need. I mean, but the thing is just it's if you know the pain of losing somebody, and you are trying to do the you're trying to liken their pain to something else. Um, you shouldn't be human. I mean, just understand the fact. Just live with the fact of hey, just stand with the fact that hey, I've lost somebody. I know that hurt. I know that you're hurting.
Yeah.
Kind word. That's it.
Don't sit there and politicize it or make it about race and everything else. Because then all you're doing is making an ass out of yourself.
Yeah, I mean, you're showing colors that honestly, if you want to be known for, go right ahead. I I don't care one bit if somebody is that extreme, that far gone. I really don't want to be around them. Period.
Mm-mm. Her boyfriend apologized for her comments. He said that is not a reflection of who he is.
So he's even getting away from it.
Yeah. I mean, I honestly can't say that I blame him.
Mm-mm. I would as soon as that conversation would have came into play and everything, I would have sat there and um, if my girlfriend, somebody I associated with, is sat there and said, "Hey, this statement alone," I'd be breaking every tie that I can be. I mean, every
She wouldn't have
social media, phone, email, whatever you want. I mean, even if they know my address, I'd move. I mean, somebody like that is just
right.
how how evil can a person be?
No, I mean,
I mean, not just
hurt
speaking.
my mind. You know what I mean?
I mean, here is how my brain is putting it. Okay, and the logic behind it works. Criminals, those locked up in prison, have more of a code of honor than I'm not even going to say all leftists, just these in particular. Okay, because I'm sure there's probably somebody that's saying they're a leftist or progressive or Democrat, and they're even looking at that just like, okay, I'm sure they're in the midst of a crisis in their head. Just like, dude, this is what my congressman said in my own group and affiliation. No, I don't want to have any ties to this crap.
Oh no, I mean there are going to be liberals that actually do have some what common sense and some morals, but I mean to politicize it that's in a time of mourning. No,
Hmm.
and it's not just this flood. If you notice, anytime there's any kind of school shooting or any and everything else, the left is so quick to politicize it.
Okay. I mean, I'm not going to deny that. I mean, I've certainly seen.
I mean, look at that dude from Florida who literally sat there and said, "Yeah, conservatives are pro-birth until they just so that way they care about pro-birth like forced births and everything else, but they don't care about the actual kids. They just want people to grow up to be able to
Yeah, yeah,
shoot up
yeah.
at the
If
schools."
yeah, I mean, Honestly, if y'all haven't heard that statement, go look it out and prepare to be shocked. I mean, just the fact that anybody has the audacity to say something like that and call themselves a member of any type of leadership role is is just it's diabolical.
Like, school shootings are bad. Like, I remember in high school, Columbine happened. And then, I mean, hell, I also remember being able to go to school with a gun in your truck or your car or whatever because you're going shooting after school. Nobody took the guns into the school.
Because everybody because a lot more people had a head on their shoulder.
Back then, a lot more people did have a solid head on their shoulder.
But I mean, not even going into the whole. I mean, dude, this is how. Let me go ahead and put it like this. Before, well, dear God, lost him. All right, hold on, y'all. Do 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 do. Sorry about the. We don't know what it is. I mean, we're trying to figure out different places that we can still upload, but I mean, it seems like the more and more we use this site, um, I mean, it is user friendly, but it's very difficult occasionally for us to continue to do this, and this happens occasionally. So I mean, we're in the looks of trying to find different platforms to do this off of, or I mean, even doing lives, or we'll figure out something. But no, what I was getting at before. Oh dear God, I lost my train of thought. What subject were we on?
Like that guy from Florida that had said that about the conservatives don't want to,
Um,
they're forced birth and all that crap.
yeah. I don't know. I think I was going to be getting off of that subject because I mean, honestly, that's it. It it boggles my mind, honestly. I mean, there's no easy way to say it, or even a hard way to say it. I mean, it's just boggling that um, people put so little life on kids,
Yeah.
essentially.
My thing is, when did people get away from actually caring about kids, politicizing it?
Mm,
I'm sorry, I'm a Republican. Anybody hurts a kid in my presence, guess what? I'll go to jail behind that shit.
yeah, and then that's pretty. I'd like to think that that's actually what a majority of people, because I can't sit there and I really don't want to think about us as a country to where we don't defend children. I that to me sits there and seems like it is a complete inverse of the reason that we're. I mean, let's just even break it down to a biological level. Okay, we're here to multiply. That's what it is. Okay, you don't multiply, the species dies out. Species dies out. There's nothing to really worry about. Okay,
Well,
I don't know about you, but I like living.
well, that kind of brings me into something else I wanted to discuss. So over July 4th weekend, Socialism 2025 was held in Chicago, where activists, and believe me, I use that term loosely. Let's face it, they're really domestic terrorists. They promoted
You cutting out?
radicalizing high schools to the United States government and taught people to perform do-it-yourself abortions. Now, from this is from their website. Socialism 2025 is a 4-day conference bringing together thousands of socialist and radical activists. Again, I use that word loosely. From around the country to take part in discussions about social movements, which let's just go ahead and call it what it is, terrorist activities. Abolition. What they don't mention is that it's abolition of police forces and family. Marxism, decolonization, and the debates and strategies for organizing today.
Y'all, that this is if that really existed or really went through without a hitch. I are we're screwed.
Oh no, I mean you had people calling for the abolition of family. Like, can somebody said one of the active. I mean, let's call it what it is. It's not actually a family. It's just more like mutual aid. Does family do that? No. So do away with fucking families. Fuck that shit. Family is fucking everything.
Hmm?
I mean, honestly, do I have members of my family that I do not like? Absolutely. Everybody does. And as you get older, your friends do more than likely become your family.
Hmm.
But like I said, family is who you make it.
I mean, you know me. I'm not a very political person. Like I said, I go off of logic, common sense, and facts.
No, I know.
All right. No, man, just common sense seems to line up with Republican. Maybe this go around. Next go around, if I sit there, if a Democrat sits there and says, "Hey, I've got," if common sense matches, I can, I'll sit there and go where the common sense is.
Mm.
Okay. I mean, I think that's what a majority of people actually do.
But that brings me to this. Like I just told you about, from Socialism 2025's website, right?
Hmm.
Well, after doing a little research, it was supported by a lot of Palestinian supporters and everything else. Like, I'm not advocating for war and everything else. But whenever you have a terrorist group like Hamas that controls an entire country like Palestine, and their ultimate goal is the destruction of the Jewish state, how are you any different than?
Dude, I don't know what's going on your end, but I mean, you're cutting out occasionally.
But I mean, like, where did it cut out?
Pretty much your whole speech was garbled.
So, like, from their Socialism 2025 and everything else, how they're doing this.
No,
I noticed that I noticed that a lot of their sponsors were Palestinian based,
mhm.
like, you know, support Palestine and all this other stuff. Well, my question at that point becomes, if Palestine is controlled by Hamas, which is a terrorist organization, who has stated that their ultimate goal is the destruction of the Jewish state. How are you any different than Nazis?
Well, I mean, I'm not gonna. I mean, I'll let everybody trail on with that. I mean, all I'm.
So that's just my own question, you know.
And it's a fairly good question. I mean, I mean, the thing with. I mean, it's pretty much when if you're talking to somebody like me, okay, um, like I unless I actually witness it with my own eyes and everything, I'm just gonna take it with a grain of salt. I mean, I've learned that lesson. I got humbled with
No,
that. I got humbled with that experience.
I mean I get that.
So I mean, but what I will say on that is, I mean, there are. I mean, of course, there's going to be any type of similarities, but I mean, you can ask any liberal, and they're going to sit there and point the same type of similarities with Trump in some form or fashion.
Hmm.
So I
Oh
mean,
no, I mean I get that.
so
I
I mean,
mean,
that's
hell,
why.
I've been called a fascist myself,
Which, which
which the
I don't
furthest thing from the
understand
truth.
why people throw out terms. I mean, I've actually started just to question if somebody sits there and says, "Hey, you're this," I'm just like, "Okay, tell me how. Please
Right,
inform me." If you're trying to sit there and um, tell me I'm wrong, show me why it's wrong.
right.
It's as easy as that. I mean that that's why it's I mean in most debates that's how you that's how essentially you win is you sit there and crush the other person's worldview.
No, I mean I get that. But back to that socialism 2025 thing.
Hmm.
So it was definitely sponsored by the Democratic Socialist of America. And that was one of their main sponsors.
Hmm.
So progressive members of this Socialist of America include Zorhan Mamdani, the Democratic Socialist that just won the Democrat nomination for mayor of New York City.
Hmm.
AOC, Greg Cesar from Texas, Rashida Tlaib. Let's be clear. All they do is support the ultimate destruction of America.
What it seems like. I mean, honestly, if they're
And
trying to tear it down.
honestly, anybody who supports this kind of the Democratic Socialist of America, they're more than free. They're more than free to renounce their citizenship and move to a socialist country instead of trying to push it here in America.
Yeah.
They should all be charged with treason.
You know, I don't near me to deny that, especially with how some of these people are talking. I mean, because just if in my head, which is probably wrong, I'll just go ahead and say that. I mean, hell, it's an opinion. If you sit there and try to start a revolution in America, in any country whatsoever, you either need to succeed quickly or you're going to fail miserably. So,
And if you
I mean, if something like this has got to be pushed and an idea of like socialism has to sit there and be pushed quickly. It can't be a a festering thing. It can't be some type of slow burn.
Well, I mean, look at it this way: they're literally sitting there, like, pushing it and pushing it and pushing it and pushing it. And where did they learn it? They learned it in colleges. And then these college students from the 60s taught it to parents, or those kids, once they became parents, they pushed it onto their kids.
Hmm.
So it's just a little bit, it's asinine to me. But they should be charged with treason because what they're doing is ultimately calling for the destruction of America and overthrowing our government.
Hmm. No, that's what treason. I mean, dear God, we can probably pull it up on Google right now. And it's like, this is what the word treason means. What are they doing that is not that?
But did you hear about Pramila Jayapal?
That's the um
She's the
oh the
Washington
lady
State.
that lady that sat there and backed the
Yeah,
sat there and was inspired.
yeah,
Was that the word?
yeah. She's a Democrat in the House of Representatives out of the Washington Seventh District. She called it inspiring when she sees groups obstruct ICE.
Okay, so you
Keep in mind this. Keep in mind this woman did not become a United States citizen until 2000. She was born and raised in India. But for this to be coming from a sitting member of the lower branch of Congress is boggling. She also launched the Resistance Lab, which offers in-depth training to build the liberal movement and gives them the tools they need in their movement to resist. This organization has claimed to have trained over 10,000 people in all 50 states. She is also called the ICE a terrorist force, saying that ICE enforcement is outrageous, unconstitutional, and illegal. Mind you, she made these comments on July 4th in Texas.
yeah.
To me, and honestly to a lot of people with common fucking sense, her comments are inciting activists. Again, I use that term loosely because they're really domestic terrorists to incite violence and obstruct people in the duties of their job.
And that's pretty much it. You're pretty
Removed
much
from the House. She should be removed from the House, charged with treason, and be deported and stripped of her citizenship and be deported back to India
hmm?
because she does not support the United States. I'm sorry, but as a congressman, you take an oath. You take the same oath that we do to defend the Constitution from all enemies, foreign and domestic.
Hmm.
At this point, she's supporting domestic terrorists.
No, you're right. I mean, the fact that you're inspiring lawlessness. That's what you're saying that you're inspired by. You're inspired by a an idea of a revolution.
Well, see, like, whenever you sit there and you come into the United States and you become an oath also, and you know you agree to assimilate
Hmm.
to our way of life. You agree to uphold the Constitution and everything else. So my question is, did she lie whenever she came in? And and that leads whenever they came in.
No, I mean, and you're right. I mean, even if it's not a, even if it was a natural born citizen and not just an, no, not an immigrant. I mean, that would, dear God, I mean, you'd think that if we spouted, if me and you right now spouted anti-American speech on here, on our channel,
Propaganda.
yeah, I guess propaganda. Um, my question would honestly be, would it get taken down?
No, it would get taken down. Not only that, we'd probably have the FBI show up at our doors.
Yet, if it's taken down from us, just normal people giving our opinion and broadcasting it out to, I think our last count was like 20.
I don't know.
Our 20 viewers versus our no versus a national news network allowing it to happen.
Hmm? No, I get what you're saying.
I mean,
But we would be charged with treason. We would be publicly paraded through the square, and we'd be made examples out of.
hmm?
If we decided to sit there and start, supporting anti-U.S. government crap.
I was listening to a a British debate show. Okay, and they brought up a video of two women talking about late 40s, early 50s. Okay, and the subject matter of these ladies' discussions brought to abortion. Okay, and they openly admitted, without shame, without guilt, without anything like that, that between them they've had 10. Between them, that they've had 10 abortions. And in fact, one of them actually couldn't remember. She said she had like, 4 or 5. I I mean, is that where we're coming to in this state? I mean, even if it was in a different country, because I think they were British. In a different country alone, it's it's like they felt celebrated to say that.
You
Is
have people in America who have, like, I mean, I get, since we're going on this topic, you have people in America who cannot have kids.
mm-hmm,
Like, they have medical issues, they have, all kinds of things
yeah,
that they cannot have kids. And all they want to do is become a parent.
mm-hmm,
And then you have people who just, for lack of a better term, use it as a cum dumpster and use that as birth control. Oh, I got pregnant. I'm going to have an abortion.
I actually want to meet in a an activist for that sits there, and I honestly want to meet a pro-choice person, and I want to pose to them one question. I'm sure they've been posed to it before and everything, but I haven't seen a stream where somebody's actually said it. I would want to know where, if a I want to pose this question to him. If a man and a woman, okay, have a relationship, they talk about having a kid, they're both excited about doing it, they get pregnant. There's no, let's go ahead and, a perfect example, just, there was no main problems, no abuse, no nothing like that. Okay, just a normal couple. They get pregnant, then wife sits there and says that, hey, I don't want the baby anymore. The man still does. Lady says no. But they talked about it beforehand. Hey, this is what we're going to do in our relationship. Why does she have the right to end that pregnancy?
Unilaterally.
Yeah. How is that? That doesn't seem like it's too crazy of a situation. Something that is probably never happened. Because I'm willing to bet that happens a lot.
Oh, I'd be willing to bet that it happens a lot more than people want to think it does.
I just want to know where in their head that giving the woman the right to do that, and then not expecting some type of consequence because of it.
Saying now that if you perform an abortion, unless there's exceptions and everything else, like you can be charged with fucking murder and everything else. I support that.
Agreed.
But the one question that I would debate pro-choicers about would be, where was pro-choice? Where was this, pro-choice mindset when COVID happened? And you started telling them that they didn't care about anybody else and everything else, forcing people to isolate, 6 feet social distancing rules, and to wear a mask. Where was your pro-choice at that point? You literally support, like, those people literally supported forced vaccination on everybody. Like, they this is the crap that they supported. It never happened, but they still supported it. They supported forced vaccines, social distancing. They set up fucking tip lines so that way you could call your police department if somebody had more than 5 people over at their house in Minnesota.
Oh, dear Lord.
And then they sent the police force and the National Guard in to enforce their lockdown policies. So where was your pro-choice at then?
Suits it when it needs them.
But, I mean, to recap on everything that we said, if you make stupid comments like J. Apple and then this dude from Florida and that chick from fucking Houston and everything else, my opinion is you're the scum of the earth. And in Pramila J. Apple's, instance.
Sorry about that.
Amber Alert.
Yep. Apologies.
Well, you're good. But in their instance and everything else, and even, Mom Donnie in New York and any other progressive that supports socialism in America, you should be tried with treason because all you are is a bunch of traitors to America. And if you support socialism in America, renounce your citizenship and move to a country that better aligns with your beliefs.
Agreed.
Leave us alone.
Yeah. I mean, that's. I mean, where was all the mass exodus when Trump got in office? I'm still waiting for that one.
Oh yeah, because here's the thing: they want it here. Like, oh, everybody will be equal and everything. No, go to an actual socialist country and see how that is.
Your hard work don't mean
The,
squat.
the reason the reason that they won't move and everything else is because they know they won't have the rights that they do here.
Oh, I know.
But they're trying to fucking push for those rights to get taken by turning it into a socialist state or a socialist country.
You know what? Here we go. If if we do happen to sit there and get a make it semi big on here, okay? If it just so happens to work out in that capacity for us, um, if you want, I'll pay your plane ticket. I'll buy you the one way ticket.
I'll help you back.
Mm-hmm. Y'all just please leave.
But just know that if you leave America, socialism of America, like socialization of America, like trying to turn it into a socialist country, that means that your rights are going to get taken away.
Mm-hmm.
You're not going to be able to use your First Amendment right. You're not going to be able to use your Second Amendment rights. You're not going to be able to use any of that. Because if you push for that form of government, once that form of government actually takes root and is implemented and everything else, there go all your rights.
Yeah.
And the second that you criticize it, you're in jail. That's that's the thing that baffles my mind. Is people don't understand that.
No,
They
like
just think of it as, oh, we'd be equals and everything else, like communal
they
living, yada yada yada.
it's the whole misdirection type of attitude. I'll show you all the shiny stuff right here and not let you see this stuff.
Yet it's easily available information for people to do their own damn research about why it is that you do not want a socialistic country.
Well, there's your thing, buddy. You just said it. Okay, somebody would actually have to do something. Okay, I'm not going to deny the fact that we as Americans have gotten lazy. Okay, I think as soon as as soon as we started getting more, I honestly think that the stuff that we have now. Okay, I'm gonna be stupid for a second. All right, because I have days where the stuff that we have now is too advanced for us. Okay, not the fact that it's not needed, but it's more advanced. I mean, dear God, dude. I mean, we're how many steps away from complete AI?
No, I know.
All right. I mean, we've we've even have movies about how bad of an idea that is, but we're still like, you know what? We're still gonna do it.
Yeah.
All right. The whole idea of um um dude, I'm gonna be completely honest with you. Um, they're just I'm close. I mean, I'm not gonna say that. No, never mind. Forget what I was about to say. You still there? Okay.
Yeah, I'm here.
All right. Yeah, I was about to sit there and go off on a tangent. I was like, no, you know what? I might as well not. I might as well just hold that.
But I mean, I can understand the point where, we as Americans have gotten lazier and everything else because we think that these advances are helping our life and we become more reliant on it, and therefore we don't start, taking into consideration, hey, I might have to do a little bit research on this. You know what I mean?
Well, not just even that, dude. I mean, have you seen people? Have you? When was the last time you did a good people watch? You don't know? I did one a couple days ago. Okay, just I was sitting around. I just watched people. Remember when we were kids? You'd sit there and see people actually talking.
Yeah.
They you'd see people. I mean, and it would just be random in the street. You'd see two people walking the opposite direction, and they'd sit there. One would sit there and initiate conversation. They talk for about 2 minutes, and then
How's
they,
it going?
how's it going? How's your day? You know, if even if you thought that you recognized them, oh, I thought you were somebody else, but how are you doing? Okay, let me provide just conversation to uplift your day, letting you know that hey, you're there.
Right.
Okay, but I looked around and everybody was this,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm sitting there just like, do y'all understand that if this goes away, if this goes away, how many of y'all would be lost? I mean, just think about it. And this actually
I
brings
mean,
this actually brings up an idea that I had. I wanted to run by you, but no. Well, we can finish this off, and then I'll show you my idea. Okay. But
but I mean, no, I mean, people, yes, have become, dependent on their phones and everything else and the social media and all that stuff. The art of a conversation is lost.
hmm
Or if you do, like, say I happen to go to Walmart or whatever and standing in line, all that good stuff. I strike up a conversation with the person in front of me and everything else. Most of them are busy freaking sitting there on their phone, checking everything else. As soon as you start talking to them, you're either ignored and then you're looking like you're,
like an idiot.
talking to yourself, or they'll sit there and be like, "Fine, give one word answers," and then it's like, "Okay, cool, you don't want to talk, awesome."
Yeah. It just. I mean, this can tie into a lot of different aspects in life. I mean, but what I
And
was gonna.
for me though, like, I've honestly gotten to the fucking point where I don't want to fucking talk to hardly anybody.
Yeah, I'm kind of happy in my own little world.
I mean, I've talked to, you know, my wife, you, talk to my dog, talk to my kids. That's all I really need.
Yeah, very simple, very easy. You know, kind of like it was back in older days.
Yeah.
I mean, I honestly think that not. I mean,
And you know what's really sad though?
hmm,
You're talking about phones and everything else. Kids are glued to them.
yeah,
Instead of going outside on a, you know, a sunny day and playing, they'd rather be stuck in the house on their phone.
I mean, that's why I try to strike up conversations with, I mean, my kids. You know, let them have that social interaction. I mean, granted, they're not with kids their own age, but hey, show that it's okay to actually get off your phone and speak, ask questions. I mean, I'm loving the conversations that
I mean, hell,
me and my son are getting into. Loving them, absolutely loving them, because his I'm getting his take on where he wants to be in life. And I it doesn't feel. I mean, I'm sure that me and my dad had these types of conversations, and I went stupid. You know, average teenager.
hell, me and your dad and you had these conversations.
Yeah,
I know for a fact.
but I missed the point back there in those days.
I don't think we all did
Yeah,
because we were learning to live and everything else.
yeah,
And it comes down to, everybody has to eventually become their own individual and everything else.
oh yeah. But
But
the thing is starting these conversations up, because it doesn't feel like I sat there and actually knew myself until I was later in life. When I sat there, had those conversations to myself, it's like, okay, well, I'm seeing this, I don't like this, I'm seeing this, I like this, I'm seeing this, I don't like this, so on and so forth. Where I was actually asking myself these controversial questions, being like, okay, well, where do I stand?
right.
Because, I mean, if I don't know where I'm standing, how can I sit there and talk to you about where you stand?
Well, see, okay, so I have one daughter who I guarantee, and I have one daughter that's not very political at all, but she more leans towards conservative views and everything else. Try to have a conversation with the one that's a liberal, and it's like her whole mindset and everything else completely baffles me. And then my mindset and how I disciplined and everything else completely baffled her. And it's like, where's the? How do you do that? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like honestly, how do you negotiate that kind of thing? You know what I mean? Like I love her because she is my daughter and everything else, but her mindset on the world and everything else is completely fucking baffling.
Mm-hmm. No,
And whenever I try to have a conversation with her, you're a fascist. This, that, and that. Fuck you.
I, I don't know, man. It's just like I said. It's. I mean, these having these conversations is good, but I mean, you've got the problem is the fact that you've like my my boy. I will admit he's gotten a little carried away with his beliefs. Okay, to the point that he doesn't know why he dislikes.
Hmm.
Okay,
He
he
just knows that he doesn't. He just likes it.
yeah, he just knows that he dislikes it, and I'm trying to sit there and get him to realize it was like, even though you may disagree with something, does not mean that it is not beneficial in some form or fashion. You've got
Oh
to
no,
look. You've got to look at the whole picture. So
no.
basically, know thy enemy.
Now, don't get me wrong, conservative to the core. But that doesn't mean that if a liberal or a Democrat, let's put it this way, a moderate Democrat,
Okay.
somebody with common sense,
Yeah, 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 yeah.
came
Like
up
that.
with an idea,
Uh,
came up with an idea that was actually good. That doesn't mean that I would automatically close my mind off to it because it's coming from a Democrat.
yeah.
I would actually listen to it, and if it made sense, I'd be like, hey, you know what? That's actually a fucking pretty solid idea.
Hmm. Yeah.
Like, I can get along with moderate Democrats, the ones that actually have the common sense and everything else and seem to have a brain that they can use to think. I cannot, for the life of me, get along with a progressive liberal. Cannot.
No, and I agree. I'm finding that more and more because of how I'm now. Granted, I will once again sit there and show my ignorance. I'm getting one side of the equation.
You're
Okay.
getting the extreme.
I'm getting one side of the equation. I'm not getting the other side as much. So I mean, just think of it like this. Okay, all over internet and TikTok and everything like that. Okay, you're getting these conversations. You're getting these bad dating dates from women. Okay, sitting there saying that they dated this guy and he was bad. He was bad for X, Y, and Z.
But they don't tell why they were bad to him and why he reacted that way.
Yeah, what were your roles into X, Y, and Z? Like when you and your girl had that problem. Okay, what was one of my first questions to you? Okay, what did you
You
do?
literally asked me, what did I do?
Yeah, because if I because I'm not going to sit there and take you at your word. You're my brother. I love you, but you know you're you're still not me.
Yeah, I know.
Okay, so my
Just
reactions
like
to
if anything happened between you and your girl, I'd look at you and be like, look, what the fuck did you do?
yeah.
Why did she react the way that she
No, and I expect you to sit
did?
there and get the answer from me and not let me trail off and be like, "Well, dude, I mean, you weren't here to see it." You know,
Yeah, no, that ain't gonna fly.
yeah, but
You're gonna tell me what it is.
yeah, but I mean, it's just it's how did we get here? Where was the beginning point? I know it was about the oh dear lord, dude. We got to the subject of women because of the fact that I used the example of
The dating on TikTok,
the dating
like
on
people
TikTok.
saying X,
The
Y,
fact that we're only
Z.
getting one side of the story. There we go. We're only getting one side of the story. So I'm looking at the extreme bad story on the left as of right now. I'm not seeing too many videos of the bad on the right because there is no perfect system in this world. No perfect. Okay. I'm sure that there is something out there that Republicans have done that I'm totally against. Okay, but what it is the fact that it's a counterbalance. Does all your good outweigh all your bad? And I haven't seen much on the bad of the takes of Republicans than I have on the takes of Democrats.
No, I mean, and that's what it boils down to. But you have the extreme, like I said, like you have moderate Democrats who actually use their brain and have common sense,
Hmm.
and they're not the ones that we need to worry about. Because honestly, if you send a moderate Democrat back in time and everything else, they would be classified as a Republican. Now, if you send a liberal, a progressive liberal, like the far left wing, like AOC, and back in time, they would look at them like they're batshit fucking crazy.
I don't know. It's we're. It just seems slowly more and more that we are getting lost somewhere, and that feeling in my stomach is that gut feeling is just like something happening. Something's gonna happen.
Well, I mean, hell, look at it this way. We've talked in a couple of our videos about fucking the far left has been pushing for a civil war.
Yeah.
It's getting closer and closer to actually popping off. I hate to say it. And the last time that everybody sat there and actually was united as one true nation was September 11th, which I know you've heard me talk about that before.
Yeah.
Because we were attacked.
Mm-hmm.
On our home country.
Yeah.
But progressives are pushing for that type of fucking shit again. And between September 11th and now, I would like to know where everybody who was united decided to take that turn. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I would like to see where everybody's united on one common goal. This is our nation. You're not going to attack us. Fuck you. All this other shit. You know what I mean? We're going in kicking ass.
Yeah.
Somewhere along the way between 2011, or not 2011, 2001, and now we've reached this. Like, we're miles apart.
Mm-hmm.
And I would like to know exactly where that happened. My personal opinion, whenever Barack Obama was elected president. His rhetoric was all about, Black Lives Matter, all this other stuff. He started pushing a divide in this country. And then, boom, it ignited. We are where we're at.
I can see where the logic would follow. And once again, he's gone. Dadgummit. Challenge for anybody that's actually starting their own podcast series or anything like that. Do your homework on sites.
You can see where the logic would follow.
I can see where the logic would follow. I would just need I would need to see the statistics and everything at that point. Where if that's where the drop off started to happen, I would need to see that shift in degree.
Okay. Well, like I said, that's my personal opinion based on everything that I've researched.
No, and I get that. I appreciate the fact that you're sharing your opinion, and like I said, with me,
research.
With me, I I need the why. Because that's how I get won over by anybody. It's not the how, where, when. It's the why.
Oh no, I have a valid question or a valid answer to the question of why it is the way it is.
Yeah. How about
Other than other than I think we should follow the money trail
yeah?
and find out who's funding it.
Oh,
And
fat
once
guys
you
getting
do,
richer.
I'm pretty sure you'll find everything.
And it's probably true. I mean, who knows?
But
But
I mean, that's all I got for today.
well, I got one more for you. Okay. Let's move to another friendly group of people. Okay. How about we move to feminist?
To who?
Feminist. I have got a I've got essentially two plans in my head that would even appease a feminist, I think. Okay? Here's how we do it. We clear out Texas. Okay, just listen. Just listen. There's so many feminists out there that believe that men need to be in jail. All men need to start out being in jail. Have you heard this argument?
No, I have not.
You have not. Check it out sometime. Feminists want. There's a load of feminists that sit there and believe that males need to be put in jail. And the only way that they can get out is if they show good behavior, essentially. Bending to their will. Okay? Now, give them what they want. Clear out everybody in Texas. Put us males in here. Okay? For a year. Make sure my family's taken care of. You make sure my family's taken care of. I will go to jail for a year. Okay? Tell every man that we're not allowed to cross the border on fear of death. Okay? Even though we know that we can escape anyway because of the fact that liberals can't shoot. So let's give them the benefit of the doubt. Let us be on our good behavior. Okay? Give us food for a year. Give us Texas. And oh wait, I'm sorry, feminist. You do need to do one thing. You do need to hire prison guards. So get your strongest ladies to watch us men, because there's riots and stuff like that. So some of y'all will need to come in there to provide security. So get yourself set up for that. Okay. So men will be in jail for a year until we've learned our manners. All the while, the country goes to crap. I guarantee you they'll last 3 weeks before they're knocking at the doors saying come back. 3 weeks.
I don't even give it 3 weeks.
Neither would I, but I'm going to be generous. I really think we need to, go ahead and give feminists what they want.
So there is one more thing that I do want to discuss.
Oh, please.
This dude on fucking Facebook.
Okay.
I sent you the screenshot.
You did.
Where he told me that, unlike so many of our real heroes, all because I sat there and called him out on his bullshit ass rhetoric and everything else. and then proceeded to tell me the next day that my family deserves me to be under the ground, that they would be better off with me under the ground.
Yeah.
My thing is, when America got away from consequences,
Mm-hmm.
else, getting punched in the fucking mouth, that's whenever this fucking country went to fucking hell, in my opinion.
I will show it again. The power of the internet and power to voice your own opinions in the palm of your hand.
But I mean, here's my thing. Like, I was just stating facts. Like, I brought facts. I brought the receipts on what he was saying, and I was debunking it.
Mm-hmm.
And because I did that, he got in his feelings and sat there and did this and said this shit. And whenever I said, okay, how about this? How about whenever you're ready, I will find the money to buy your plane ticket to where I live, and you can come say all that shit to my face.
Sounds very simple.
But don't cry bitch when you get punched in the mouth.
Hmm?
Like, don't bitch out, don't play victim and everything else whenever you get punched in your fucking mouth for the shit that you just fucking said.
No, I mean, you're right.
Well, if you want to be mentally unstable and all this other shit, motherfucker, it has nothing about mental stability. It has to do with respect. You don't wish death upon anybody.
No.
I don't.
And it happened again. He was in the middle of cooking. Dadgum. No, but he's right. I mean, consequences are lacking nowadays in both genders. The fact that people have gotten away from, hey, there's a consequences to something that you said. Yes, yes. Is it a problem with your First Amendment?
Back. Yay.
Hold on a second. But yeah, I mean, it's a fact of your
Hey,
First.
we're back.
Yep. I mean, granted, it's the thing to your
I
First
can't hear
Amendment right. You can't hear me? What the heck?
Can you hear me?
Yes.
I can't hear you.
Dadgummit, give me a second. No.
But anyways, what I was saying is, whenever people want to hide behind their keyboards and talk all kinds of shit, like, I'm not going to sit there and wish death upon a progressive liberal. I'm not going to. Like, at all. But for them to sit there and wish death upon me or somebody else because they have a differing view of a differing opinion than them, that's an issue.
No, you're right, it is.
And then they want to hide behind a keyboard, fucking, all this other stuff because they don't want to face the consequences.
No, and you're right. I mean, I don't know if you can hear me yet. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
Okay, thank God. No, you're right. I mean, it's the fact that everybody's screaming about the. Okay, I'm gonna be for real. Okay, I love our Constitution. Absolutely love it. Okay, they covered a lot of ground with it. But some people have forgotten the fact of, like you said, the accountability. You can say whatever you want, but realize that somebody else will say whatever they want.
Mm-hmm.
When that happens, occasionally there's a fight. Differing opinions. It happens. It's the person that sits there and remembers that, the fact of when they got stood up to at one point, like, okay, well, now I see that my opinion can be challenged here, and so I'm going to do it from behind a keyboard or behind a live stream where I have access to limit your input.
I mean, my thing is, people are entitled to their opinions and everything
Hmm.
else. I mean, growing up, I had some opinions and everything else. I know I got into a lot of fucking fights in high school
Yeah.
because I'd say something stupid or whatever the case may be.
Yeah.
Didn't mean that I hated the fucker.
No.
In fact, a lot of times we would end up respecting each other after the fact.
No, that was pretty much what it was. Hey, look, I mean, it's just, I mean, it's essentially one of those things of, hey, whose idea, whose idea is better? Let's, who has the whole idea was the fact that if you beat me physically, your stance probably holds more ground. Essentially, I don't know how to put it, completely put it into words, but it was like a
No,
reality check.
but I mean, my thing is, you know, progressive liberals want to use free speech and then silence anybody who disagrees with them.
Hmm.
Or, call them all kinds of crap, say that they wish that they were dead and all that other shit. Well, guess what? Some of us still have a fucking backbone. And you really want to fucking sit
And of course,
there and say that, you know what? Here we go.
no, you're right.
But I mean, that's the last thing I got. Other than the fact that he quickly deleted all of his comments after I told him that it's pathetic that he thinks that he can say whatever he wants to say without there being consequences.
Yeah.
Like, yes, I 100% support the Constitution. I support free speech, all that shit. But whenever you cross a line, you don't get to play victim.
No, that's how it used to be. Wasn't that long ago? That's how it used to be. If I said something that was, I talked bad about your sister. Does my opinion deserve to get beat up on? Depending on what you said. Oh yeah.
Well,
You
okay,
sit there and tell me.
say I had a sister.
Okay.
If you sat there and said that, I don't know, like,
Okay.
say,
Here's a perfect example, buddy. Buddy, using nowadays terms. Okay. Your sister is on OnlyFans. I find this out and tell you your girl is a 304. Your sister is a 304.
a hoe,
Yeah.
I'd probably be fucking sitting there like, yeah, I know. She's on fucking OnlyFans.
No, and I get that. That's what you would say, but I'm talking about the adverse action of it. Okay. Oh no, I support my sister. Oh, I do this, I do that. I don't even know why you'd support your sister. It's a stupid analogy, but you get my meaning.
Yeah, I mean, that would be like if I fucking sat there and I said, hey, I fucked your mom
I know that
and
that's
brought a
not true.
picture up.
I'm gonna say I know that's not true. I'd kill you.
Well, your mother hates me anyway, so
I probably just got us taken down.
it's just one of those things that, I would never do that to begin with.
I know.
But, used to, we could joke like that. Like, your mom is this, your mom is that. I fucked your mom last night, whatever. We could joke about that. You
Yeah.
know what I mean?
And now,
Now, you can't.
no, no, you can't.
But I mean, like, depending on, like, if you can talk all the shit you want to me, I don't give a shit.
I'm
I'm just
still,
gonna laugh at you
I'm still waiting
and
for
everything
some.
else.
I'm still waiting for somebody to come up with a new cuss word to me. My ex has still got the best one. I'm waiting for somebody to trump that, and if it's going to be trumped, I'll get it tattooed on me.
What is it?
I'll type it out to you later.
Okay. But I mean, like, you can talk all the shit you want to me.
Hmm.
Whenever you bring my fucking family into something, that's a line. And most people
Know that line.
know that line. Like, you can sit there and say that you fucked my mom, all that shit. I'm just gonna fucking laugh. I'm gonna feel like I don't give a fuck, whatever. But once you bring my family into it and wish them harm or wish them suffering because of my demise, that's mm-mm.
Hmm.
Those are fighting words.
Oh yeah, big time. But oh well.
But he
Well,
deleted all of his comments and then like immediately blocked.
oh yeah, of course. It's the victim mindset. I mean, you can't sit there and um, it's just it's ridiculous. Oh, I didn't say anything to him, and look how he's coming at me.
Yeah.
Really? You think I'm gonna sit there and say this type of stuff without a context to speak of?
Yeah, no. Everything has to have fucking context.
Mm-hmm.
But anyways, I digress. To recap,
We talked about feminism. We talked about idiots and Democrats. Not the same thing, idiots and Democrats. Um,
but to recap, if you support socialism in America, move to a socialist country. Don't try to turn America into a socialist country.
because we're
And
not gonna.
if you're doing so, you should be charged with treason.
Because honestly, I don't even know where most of these people are getting the idea, the fact that it's actually going to work with us. I really don't. Y'all are. It's amazing to me that somebody is thinking that this old way of doing crap is going to work in today's and just in today's market. Just I mean, you would have to really think people are stupid and weak. You really would.
So, hold on a second. I've got a meme saved that I found the other day. Oh, hold on. Before I get to that, the words of Baron Trump. The Communist Control Act of 1954 is still law. That means you cannot serve in government if you're a part of a communist organization. It gets even better. The Naturalization Act says if a new citizen pushes communist revolution within 5 years, that's proof they lied to get in. Their citizenship can be revoked. So here's the play. President Trump and VP Vance could do the funniest thing ever. Start enforcing the law that's already on the books. No new bills, no debates, just strip the mask off the radicals and send a clear message. You don't get to destroy this country from within.
Love it.
So, that was that. And then I saw this. The root causes for the fall of the Roman Empire.
Okay.
Open borders, corrupt politicians, loss of common language, welfare state,
Didn't know that. I'll have to look that
attainment,
up.
decline of morality,
That's weird.
decline in fertility rate, rise in pedophilia,
Really?
unchecked debauchery, class warfare,
Yeah.
unbearable taxation, outsourcing,
Yeah.
trade deficits, exploding debt, money devaluation, military cuts, and terrorist attacks.
He's like, damn playbook.
It is literally the liberal playbook. I also saw this. There's three phases of Muslim immigration. Phase one: fewer in number, oppressed Islam. Play the victim, claim Islamophobia, more tolerant of others. Phase two: large minority, indignant Islam, threatening, demand Sharia law, and intolerant of what they call infidels, which is anybody who's non-Muslim.
Yeah.
Phase three would be the clear majority, dominant Islam. They become militant, strict Sharia law, kill and or subdue all infidels. For 1400 years, this pattern has not changed.
Okay.
And yet you have Mamdani, who is a self-described Muslim. His dad is also a Muslim, preaching this kind of stuff here in America. So yeah.
Yeah, I got nothing really. Alright. You thinking you're good?
The only thing I say that it is, if you don't like America or the way it is and everything else, get the fuck out.
Yeah, just leave. But
that's it for me.
I know that this was a different side of the talks that we usually have. I mean, it was still pretty much open dialogue, but we wanted to touch on a certain subject or two. I think the more and more bad stuff that we see, the more and more videos we're going to post. So, the people that do view our content, and I mean, even if you don't agree with it, not all of it, I mean, you've got to think that there's at least some part of you that at least sees what is going on. I mean, you don't even have to take our word for it. Just look up some of the stuff. I mean, like I've said, I'm not even big into politics, and I'm looking this stuff up. And I'm seeing all this crap that just is starting to pop up.
Which is what? It's making you more political.
Yeah.
And it's making you realize how fucking deep shit this country is in.
Yeah. But if you don't, I mean, even if you don't agree with everything that we've said and you found something that was beneficial during our talk, like, comment, subscribe, send it to a buddy. Let them, especially if you do agree with us, send it to whoever you can, to just to sit there and show, it's like, look, even with all this bad, there are still those people trying to push some type of positive message. Okay, y'all. I mean, just think of it like that. The more negative we see, the more positive that's got to be put out.
Trump in this.
Okay, that's all.
Don't forget to tag Trump in this.
He wants to be recognized by Trump.
Or, JD Vance.
Yeah, He wants to be recognized by them. I'm not going to deny the fact that if it does happen, I'm not going to. I mean,
Oh, that'd be cool.
it would be. I'm sorry, it would be.
Or even Baron. Even if Baron saw it.
Get Tom Holland on her. Holman. Holman. Tom, what the hell
Hey,
is this?
it would be awesome if we could get Baron in on this. Like, get him on the show as a guest.
Yeah, he wouldn't be bad. Like I said, also, what's that? Tom something, the director, not director. What is he? Dear God,
Oh, Tom Homan.
Holman. That's it, Holman. I said Holland. I was like, that's not right. But yeah, send it to him.
Give it to Christy Nome. Give it to all the government officials. Send a link to your fucking local politicians and be like, hey, y'all need to listen to this.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, if anything happens, it happens. But y'all just realize the fact that it is getting dark outside, but no matter what, there's a light, and damn it, it's burning bright.
We might be the porch light that gets left on, like the old Motel 6 commercials. We'll leave a light on for you.
Yeah, but I mean, we're getting up there in age. I mean, we're half dead as it is, so it's one of those that's missing lights.
Yeah, kind of like Bates Motel.
Oh dear Lord, what letter's missing out of ours?
Fuck if I know.
But no, I mean, just like, comment, subscribe. I mean, hell, even just the
share
comments.
it with your friends.
Even if it's just comments, y'all. I mean, depending on who answers, you'll pretty much guess who's saying what.
Just so you know, I am an asshole.
But we like to have the conversations. Just if you come with gas, realize we're going to come with gas as well.
No, if you come with gas, I'm gonna bring the fucking matches.
All right. So, the whole point of the channel originally was to sit there and be an open conversation for everybody to sit there and have their takes. Okay. It's not to bash. It's really not.
No, I will have a civil discussion with somebody unless they come with gas. They come with gas, well, I'm fixing to light this whole motherfucker on fire.
I mean, honestly, if a Democrat does happen to see this and say, you know what, I want to talk to these guys to set the record straight, do it, please.
Absolutely. Hell, you can come on the show and we can have a discussion about it.
Exactly. Hell, that's honestly what we're wanting to do. We're wanting to sit there and create a platform that is open, speak for everybody. Okay?
But
I mean, give your ideas. Tell us why.
I mean, I'll be respectful.
Yeah, we'll be respectful. Honestly, he can control me. I can control him. But I mean, just y'all realize the fact that y'all don't have to sit there and spread hate to spread a message. You really don't.
I mean, no. But hey, y'all, make sure you like, subscribe, follow, all that good stuff. And share it with your friends. Might be something in here that, somebody else is like, hey, that makes sense. Or they might want to argue it.
Or even just look, or ultimately just look into the facts themselves.
Right.
All right. Like I said, don't take our word for us. Don't take our word for it. It's our opinions. It's based off of what we react to on the screen. Okay? It's what we read. It's how we interpret it. If you interpret it a different way, tell us your interpretation.
Right.
Okay? Maybe you caught something that we missed.
But anyways, that's all for me. So,
all right, yo. Undead Nation, talk to you later. Like, comment,
Peace
subscribe.
out.
Have fun.